Hey, what's going on, everybody? From UTEP Creative Studios, I want to welcome you to our first ever Faculty on Fire Challenge, where the questions are spicy and the salsa is on fire. We're joined by Amit Lopes, who's an associate professor in the College of Engineering here at UTEP. We're going to learn a lot, and I'm happy you're with us. Amit, welcome. You studied engineering in India at the University of Mumbai and right here in the US at UTEP. What brought you to UTEP? And was there a specific experience, relationship, or moment that inspired you to become a professor?
Speaking of being an engineer back home in India, we were inspired by awesome professors that were engaged in the classroom, and that kind of allowed me to experience what a good engaged teacher can do to a student. So all the best grades that I got were from professors that were engaged and explaining the material in a more applied way, right? What brought me to UTEP was a chance to do my master's in industrial engineering, which complemented my bachelor's in production. Always had a passion for understanding how things are made. So getting a feeling for how professors can, support that passion and allow me to learn the things I need to in order to become a better engineer is what I feel the most valuable part of being a professor is about. That kind of impact, again, is something that I would like to give to my students. So engaged professors, applied learning is where it's at.
I mean, this is the Faculty Salsa Challenge. So part of it means that we're going to be trying salsas in between our questions. This salsa is called La Posta de Mesilla. It's a green chili peach salsa. Let's give it a try. I don't think it's going to be too hot, but they're going to get hotter.
All right, sounds good. Let's do it.
Kind of sweet.
A little sweet, but it is a little tangy too. So I like that combination.
I like it. I mean, you are a top-notch researcher. You're also known as a fantastic teacher. In terms of academic skill sets, that combination is the golden duo. It might even be called the UTEP two-step. Will you tell us a little about your teaching, about what you teach, and how you're innovating the learning experience for your students in your classroom?
The innovations that I'm trying to bring to the classroom, again, based on my experience from the professors that have impacted me, is make it more applied. So when I teach a concept in probability and statistics, I obviously want to make sure they understand the fundamentals of the concept, but more importantly, how they will apply that concept in their environment, in their real world. So I have civil engineers, industrial engineers. I try to gauge where they are going to use that knowledge and try to bring examples from there. In the graduate course, it's a more project-based learning environment. So I encourage them to bring their real-world issues or real-world problems, and then we try to solve that from a verification and validation standpoint. So I think from the feedback that I've received from the students have been well received. They like the fact that whatever they are learning, they have an idea where they're going to apply to at both the undergrad and grad level.
I love that project-based approach that includes all kinds of different skill development, including teamwork.
Correct, I agree.
Yeah, perfect. This salsa is the Basi Gourmet restaurant-style salsa. I'm not sure it's going to be all that hot, but I do see some pepper in there. So why don't we give this one a try?
All right, it says bossy in the name, so we'll see if it holds up.
Different.
A little on the tangy side.
Yep.
Yeah. Tomato based.
Tomato based.
Yep.
Not as sweet as the last one.
Not as sweet.
Do it in a little bit hotter.
I like it.
It's kind of scary, but our team did a lot of research and we discovered that you and I have something in common, an almost uncanny connection. You're from India and I like Indian food. I'm gonna name 5 different dishes and I'd like you to rank them from lowest to best, okay? The first is matar paneer. Second is murg makhani, okay? Third is chicken tikka masala.
Okay.
Fourth is biryani.
Okay.
Then tandoori chicken.
Okay. I think food choices are very personal, so I hope I don't offend anyone with this.
Yes.
On my 5th lowest side would be the matar paneer. I believe it's a vegetarian dish. It's a very good dish, but that would be my 5th from the list provided. The second would be murg makhani, is what you have. It's a little on the sweeter side. I like my Indian food a little on the spicier side. The third would be chicken tandoori. It's a very grilled, marinated dish. I like that. The fourth, I believe, is chicken tikka masala. So I think chicken tikka masala has some origins on the British side of things. So it's on my second, and then my personal favorite from Indian subcontinent has been the biryani. I think it has very sophisticated preparation and spices and aromas. So that would be my five.
I don't think I've ever had biryani. I have to now go out and find it.
I think yes.
Can I find it in El Paso?
You will find some good ones locally. There is two restaurants.
Okay.
But if you go to major metro cities, there are dedicated biryani places where you can.
No kidding.
So, yes.
All right. I'm going to be on the lookout.
All right. Sounds
you.
good. I hope you like it.
Thank you very much. This salsa is called salsa mi alma. It is a organic seed salsa. It's the most interesting salsa I think I've ever seen. It has kind of seeds in it, maybe some oil marinated with pepper.
I actually had the pleasure of having it at a local farmer's market. So we'll taste it and see if it.
Try. That is good. That is different and hot.
I think the chili oil really gives it a kick.
Yep.
All the seeds in there are healthy, so.
That's like that's supposed to keep you healthy.
Yes.
I mean, you know, one of the things that I found interesting is that you have established connections to the manufacturing industry, and that this has allowed you to bring real-world perspective into your classroom, where your students, I think, get hands-on engagement with the content that you're delivering. Can you talk a little bit about how that works and what those experiences might be for your students?
Yes. So one of the advantages that I have of being a regional director for the Texas Manufacturing Assistance Center is we get into the industry and we engage with them on certain opportunities where engineers, field engineers, student graduate research assistants can participate in a project and solve some of the issues there. So having that one-on-one engagement with the plant managers of the manufacturing industries allows me to bring those real world issues and opportunities and use them in the classroom.
It's almost like it's both a feedback loop because you can take what you learn in industry back to academia.
Yes.
And then your students, that experience has aspects of internships or lectures where they're getting out and actually engaging with individuals in industry. So that's
yeah, and that goes beyond the project base, right? Yeah. Project base you can do in the course, but when it's in the real world and it has implications of how well you do, I think that gives them a mindset of, as you said, good leadership skills, good communication, good time organization, time management, etc., along with the technical skills.
Professionalism, seeing what the real environment looks like.
Absolutely.
Time frames, all of that, which is so powerful.
Yes.
I love that. This is called Authentic Desert Pepper. It is a habanero salsa, and it tells you on the label, it's hot. My mouth is already a little bit on fire. I know you're handling this, I'm imagining, but this one I think is going to be hot. I mean, let's give it a try.
All right, let's see it. Let's see if we finally get to drink that milk.
That does have some pepper.
It has the kick, yes.
But it's a different kind of a pepper. It's like almost, I don't know, it's hard to explain.
This is more a combination of the tanginess still, which has been the theme through this salsa, but it's on the hotter side for sure.
You once described the important aspect of your teaching approach in a very nice way. You said that it revolves around students' clear understanding of the why, and for any concept, and not just the what. What do you mean by that, and how does that impact your teaching?
Many times, we as faculty focus on making sure that the students understand the fundamental theoretical concept of whatever course that we are teaching, which is very important. But I think for them to remember that concept, them to grasp that concept from an applied standpoint, it is very important to tell them where they're going to use that particular concept. But what I mean by having students understand the why is when we finish with a particular concept, in addition to the theoretical knowledge, they have a clear understanding of where they will apply that knowledge.
Yeah, I really like that. I mean, it has that, it's almost like you give the student a glimpse into the end, so that as they're learning the concepts, they can connect those two things.
We always look at our feedback from each course and we try to see if the students are appreciating some of these new things that we're trying to promote in our classroom, and that's kind of where the validation is. If they are asking for more of that, then we know that we need to keep explaining. those concepts.
Dr. Lopes, I think if you were a professor when I was a student, I might be in a different field.
Oh, we'll see.
I might be in engineering. Now, this last salsa is incredibly special. It is a recipe from one of the folks who's from behind the camera, Adrian, off of his mom's recipe. And the title of this salsa is Ponzo Nyoza.
Okay. Do you know what it translates to?
I believe, because I think you just told me a minute ago that stands for poison. Is that correct?
Correct. Okay.
He's nodding behind the camera. That makes me very nervous.
Let's see. Let's dig in and see if we're still alive after this.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna take a nice healthy dollop though.
Yes, that is spicy.
That
Though I like it. It's a good one.
so hot. Oh, that is a milk.
Okay.
There. But it does have a good flavor.
It does have good flavor, and I'm very interested in knowing what kind of chilies went into this.
Well, I think because it's the last,
Okay.
we better do one more.
All right. Sounds good. Let's do it. All right.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you. I'll try
Fire.
some.
Dr. Lopes, we want to thank you so much for doing this with us. I know it's a little bit different,
Sure.
but it's so nice to be able to hear what you're doing in your classrooms. The whole point of this engagement is to try to highlight some of the incredible work that some of our faculty across UTEP have been doing in their teaching with students, and you're an incredible representative of that. So I want to thank you so much. Any last words?
No, thank you again for having me, Dr. Tanabe, and allowing me to share my experiences. I hope it inspires some students to, to become academic professors and make that impact for the ones that will follow them. So thank you again for having me and allowing me to share my perspectives.
Listen, everybody, thank you so much for joining us for this first episode of Faculty on Fire from UTEP Creative Studios. We're going to do this again. Stay tuned. I'm out.